Welcome and welcome back to Higher Talk. Hey! You guys know we're starting every episode with an oracle pull just to catch the vibe. Yeah. Welcome back to Higher Talk. I already shuffled these, so I'm just gonna get right to it. You feel me? I'm excited. Like, I get really excited for all the things that have transpired and continue to come, because like my life has changed in a way that I'm just like, holy shit, like this is my life. Like I'm just so grateful, because like I hate surprises, and I think, that's why God literally tests my faith all the time, because like the way I be surprised of how my abundance comes in, like it's always a surprise. Like I really never know, and like as much as I want to know, because I'm one of those people, like I really don't ever know, but I just be confident like I'm doing the right thing. And bro, God be like, we be showing out on God, but like anyways. So as you guys know, we do an oracle pull. I had confidence flip out, and I really love this card for this episode, because we were talking about becoming whole and healing, and what it like really means, to be those things. And like confidence, bro, like confidence is really important, and having confidence that what you have envisioned for your life is like meant to be yours. Like, and you really got to be confident in yourself, knowing like, yo, like I know that I can do it. Like I can do it, so confidence. But let's read from the book. So this oracle deck is called When My Soul Whispered. I got this in Colorado when I was on a vacay with my besties for my birthday. We went to a bookstore, because we're kind of like nerds. Like that's the shit that we like to do, is like go shopping for books together. We're not really like materialistic type people, but yeah, I really love this deck. But it's super cute because it has like gold lining like all around the deck, and then like it has like a honeycomb vibe, which I really like. But yeah. Confidence. Let's read from the book. So the man who thinks he can and the man who thinks he can't are both right. Confucius. Anything that has ever been birthed into existence has likely been fraught with doubt and uncertainty at some point. When you reveal part of your soul to others, it is natural to feel some degree of vulnerability and uncertainty, but you must not allow this fear to cause inaction. In taking your greatest risk, you allow your greatest achievements to take flight. Surround yourself with those who support and inspire you. This will help you build your self-confidence and enable you to shine more brightly on your own. When you surround yourself with people who are positive, who chase their dreams and choose fulfilling paths in their lives, you are far more likely to live your own life in the same way. Look at the people around you and ask yourself whether your true self is aligned with the attitudes and behaviors of those individuals. Juice. Make adjustments where necessary. Doubt will often be a part of the process. Acknowledge it, embrace it, and ready yourself to take the next step. So my light is belief, self-assured, poised, and forthright. The shadow is shy, tentative, apprehensive, and timid. And your sacred words for today are, I hold an unbound belief that I can move mountains. So the chakra associated with this card is yellow, which is your solar plexus. Or helianthus constantly readjusts its position in order to face the sun, serving as a reminder that you should always be confident in who you are and to allow yourself to shine brightly. Yeah, guys. I love this card because when we get into this episode, y'all gonna understand why I love that we pulled this. And I love sunflowers, like. But yeah, guys, let's get into this episode. Episode 4, let's fucking.
I push through the struggle and level up out of my pain. Cause I got a fire inside me that cannot be tamed.
Yo, I'm your host, Moneybagsbrittt. I'm so excited, you guys. Episode 4, let's fucking go. Yo, honestly, thank you guys so much for all the love and support that you showed me on episode number 3, overcoming self-limiting beliefs, y'all. Okay, I took like a hit from my bong of a Keef bowl. Got me fucked up right now. But higher talk, you feel me? But yeah, like, I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for all of the new people coming into the community, into the collective. Welcome, welcome to Higher Talk. You already know how it go. But yeah, guys, wow, much love. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to sharing so many more videos. You guys told me you like the shorter videos. You told me you wanted shorter videos, and y'all really showed out. So yeah, let's do it. Fuck all that talking, let's do it. Fuck all that talking, let's do it. But yeah, guys, episode 4, I'm so excited. Tonight on this episode, we're gonna be talking about healing, and like the power of becoming whole / holy, and like kind of where all that stems from, and then like advice for you to start your healing journey. You know, let's just like, before we like get into it, let's just like break down exactly what healing and whole means, and then holy, because like all of those things, like right now you're probably like, what the fuck does holy have to do with anything? Like, this ain't church. Like, I promise you guys, this is what I did. So going back to episode number 1 of season 2, you guys, in episode 2, I talk a lot about my journey, where I came from. So if you guys are interested in knowing more about me, just go check out those episodes, and you'll get more in tune, like where I'm coming from and where my wisdom stems from, okay? But yeah, so let's just like understand what these words mean by definition. And I feel like, you know, sometimes that's something that we lack within community. Like, so many people want information so quickly, but they're not actually like taking the time to like look into things and like do research and like really understand, like, what do these words mean? What am I affirming over my life? Because, you know, how we speak to ourselves and the things that we say really matter, right? Like, they really do. And you don't realize how much they matter until you realize how much they matter. And that's why I'm here with you today. So we're going to talk a little bit about healing, being whole and holy, and yeah. So healing, what does it mean? So healing as a noun means the process of making or becoming sound or healthy again. And then to heal means cause to become sound or healthy again. So like a treatment or, you know, whatever, it causes a person to become healthy again. That is heal as a verb, okay? You know, everything is at our fingertips now with the internet. Like, we can literally look up everything that we need to know. So let's use our resources, guys, okay? Like, and especially like when you're in social settings. So like, just side note, like a lot of times, like people just take people's words like for what they say instead of just like going in and like doing research and looking it up, you know, like especially like in the moment, like if you're having a conversation or a debate about something, like we all have phones, smartphones usually, and have internet access at the palm of our hands pretty much at any moment in time. So why not just go real quick and validate some things? You feel me? So yeah. And then the definition of whole means all of or entire. It is a broken or undamaged state in one piece. And then as a noun, a thing that is complete in itself, all of something. And then holy is dedicated or consecrated to God or religion or a religious purpose, sacred, devoted to the service of God. So yeah, those are the definitions. So like when we're talking about these things, it's just important to understand, like, because like when we go into spirituality, it's sometimes can get like things can get misconstrued depending on what words we're using. And like when I say holy, like a lot of people think like on that religious aspect, that's a lot of people's first reaction is religion, right? And so like when we're speaking of holy, like when I speak of holy, like I'm talking about like sacred and like, you know, the devotion of oneself, like, and the God energy within us all. Like I feel like, you know, let's not neglect that we are all, you know, we all matter, right? Like we're literally all energy, and when we move in certain ways, like we all know like right and wrong, and I feel like there is a pretty like level standard of what is right and what is wrong, and like a lot of people do believe in karma, and you know, take heed to that, right? Like what goes around comes around, what you put out there is what you get back times 10. So you want to make sure you're putting good, and you know, in order to put good out there, you have to be good with it. All right, like there's no it all starts with you, literally. Like it all starts with you. Like there's no one person who can do it all, right? So like if you put more good out there and everybody does their part of putting more good and like have intentions of good for all and harm to none, you know what I'm saying? And like understand that everybody has free will and don't control people and all those things, like be golden, boy. But yeah, you find your power when you are whole, like point blank period. When you become whole within and become at peace, in one piece within itself, it's like within yourself, it's a kind of you know, it's not easy, right? And like when you're beginning this process of becoming whole, because there's always something that, you know, we can be greater in, right? Like there's always more to learn. And I'm not saying that you are ever going to achieve, like, you're never going to be perfect, right? That's what they say, but you are perfect as you are, right? Like you will become more of that. And so when you take time and energy and invest it in yourself and really figuring out and knowing who you are within and like what you want, and then you discover your power. And when you discover your power, it's not gonna be easy, okay? Like this journey that everybody talks about, like this self-healing journey that everybody goes on and on about, like it's so glamorized, but this shit is not pretty, it's not easy, and you need to be a spiritual warrior, like for real. Because like when you're going within and discovering more of who you are, you're going to discover more of who you are and your bloodline and everything that comes with who you are and have became. Everything. And once you lift that veil on yourself, bruh, it's not easy, and you will have to be a spiritual warrior, because there are outside 3D things, you know, that life calls for, and finding that balance, you know what I mean? Like finding that balance within, bruh. And you know what's so funny is like a lot of people ask me all the time, like how do you do this? And I'm like, bro, like nobody's gonna do it for me. Like I literally have taken accountability. Like we talked about this in the last episode and like the process of it, but like when you take accountability and you understand like everything is a reflection of me, all right, let me do the work that I need to do in order to be a better version of myself. And that shit, becoming whole, is not an easy process at all, because you learn things about yourself that are sometimes not aligned to who you want to become. And you don't like those things about yourself. So you have to be a spiritual warrior and know like, yo, like this is me against me. always, like always, like no matter what's going on, it's me against me. There is no outside competition. There is no outside drama. There is no outside of anything else that can change my destiny, because my destiny is mine. If I am whole within, I know that I will achieve my destiny. And the way to become more whole is to look within and recognize and take accountability, and then do the healing work that you feel called to do in order to get to that next level of your higher self. Makes sense? So I'm gonna tell y'all how I did it, because like it's just like I didn't know until I knew, and then once you know, right? So it's like you can't unknow the things that you know, and when you learn certain things, it's like you just have to take that information and apply it, right? Like about action and taking that action. We ain't really know that talking, we know that action. That's my Chicago side coming out. But this is how I did it, you know, and like you can do it too. You know, if I did it, you can do it too. Like I said in my last episode, guys, I take notes on my iPad because we're gonna get through this shit together, and we're gonna do it quickly. So y'all watch this shit, you feel me? All right, so this is how I did it. Your faith is your power, period. Faith is your power. You need to walk by faith and not by sight. What you're looking at right now, who you are right now, everything that's going on right now, bro, have faith that everything will change in your favor as you take these steps to becoming more whole within. Okay? Have faith. Have faith in the visions that you've seen for yourself. Have faith and not look at what is going on right here, right now, right in front of you, and having trust that this vision wasn't implemented into my mind if it wasn't meant for me to have. I did not have these visions if it wasn't meant for me to obtain. You know, God has a plan for me, and now I need to trust the process and enjoy the process, because the process is really where it's at. Anyways, like all of life's pleasures are in the process, okay? You know, and like overcoming that mentality of I'll be happy when. No, be happy now. Be happy with what you have, where how much more of yourself you've become. You know, be happy with who you are right now, and have gratitude for who you are becoming, and the growth and the efforts that you're putting with like to yourself in order to become that better version of yourself. You know, like be happy now, because right now you have the opportunity to like completely transform your fucking life. And like if you like don't just get with it and be like, okay, I need to fucking, what is it, like tap into this shit, like really get into it, because like this shit is not gonna be easy, and your faith needs to be so strong, and trust in yourself to know and dedicate yourself to this. It's not, like I said, it's not gonna be easy, right? You gotta be a spiritual warrior, but once you dedicate yourself, give yourself a 3-year plan, give yourself a 5-year plan, and then a 10-year plan. But the 10-year plan, make it as generic as you can. Just know the energy, the type of things that you want in life. Your 5-year plan, where are you gonna be in the next 5 years? Your 3-year plan, how are you gonna get there? That's how you're gonna get there. That's the right now. What can I do right now? 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. 10 years, just be generic. And think of the things you want, how you want to feel. You know, like how do you envision your life looking? What are you doing? Like, but be as generic as possible. Don't put no limitations on it. You feel me? Like, because God's going to show you exactly where you're meant to be when you're meant to be there. You're going to get there exactly in divine timing. So don't even try to rush it. Don't overthink it. And sometimes that 10-year plan changes, because what you learn in your 3 and 5-year process can completely transform what's going to happen for the 10th year. Because once you get to that first 5 years, bro, I told myself when I first started my journey, I was like, okay, 3 years. I'm going to do this. I'm going to stay committed. I'm going to stay consistent for 3 fucking years. and I'm not going to give up on myself. I'm going to trust that this is going to work out. Everything is working out for me. I'm going to have faith. I'm not going to think about what's happening right now. I'm not going to see how much money's in my bank account right now. I'm not going to think about none of that shit. I'm going to stay focused on taking the steps to get me where I need to go. What do I need to learn in order to obtain the things and the resources and be in the same place at the same time? You know, all those things. Like, what do I need to do right now? Okay, have gratitude. Be happy with who I am right now. Always. And as you become more happy with who you are, you become more whole, right? But then you're going to grow more into the person. You're going to become even more whole, more fulfilled. Like, it's the cycle, bro. Like, once you get started, it's not going to stop. So once you hit that 3-year mark, bro, I'm telling you, your life is going to look so fucking different. You're going to think so fucking differently of yourself. And then you're going to hit that 5-year mark and you'll be like, damn, I didn't think I'd get this far. But I'm here. This 10-year mark, oh my God, I can do something so much greater than I thought. Because how far I came in these 5 years, bro. Like, I'm telling you, this shit gets me juiced because, like, I lived through it. Like, I literally had to sit down and have that conversation with myself and tell myself, stay consistent. Like, you need to stay consistent. You need to be disciplined. If it don't work after 5 years, then fucking quit. Okay, fine, but give yourself 5 years. Give yourself 5 years on this personal development journey to actually change and transform your mind. Give yourself 5 years. Because really, 5 years is not a lot of time. Especially not for yourself, because you have every year to yourself. So why not take 5 to really get in tune with who you are and what you came here to do, okay? Like, why not? And then have the things that God sees you fit and willing and trusted to have. You feel me? Like, your faith is your power. Tap in. Get faithful, bro. And, you know, like, a friend told me this prayer. And I'm not really, like, religious, like I said, but it's funny that I received this message from her at a time where I knew I was coming to do this episode with you guys to talk about healing and, you know, becoming whole and the process of that. And it just was like one of those things I was like, damn, I definitely got to put this on Higher Talk. Like, I need to write this shit down so I can say it on Higher Talk because, like, y'all need to hear this shit. And everything he did, he had great success because the Lord was with him. Like I said, she's more religious than I am. But when I heard that, I was like, damn, like, when you walk by faith and not by sight, that is putting trust, not only in yourself, but the universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it. That is what that is. And I was like, yo, like, you gotta know, like, bro, this shit is not simple. And requires serious self-discipline. Some serious self-discipline. So if you can't commit to yourself, just cut the video off, bro. Like, don't even fucking watch any further because, like, if you don't want it for yourself, bro, nothing will elevate. Like, if you really cannot commit to yourself and want this shit for yourself, then nothing's gonna change. So just, like, like, skedaddle. But for those who really, really, really wanna, you know, get in tune within and, like, really understand and really understand who you are. Like, figure out what you want. Like, if you don't know how to figure out what you want, watch episode 3. Like, real shit. Just commit to a routine that inspires you every single day. Like, that's really what it takes. And, like, you gotta figure out, like, what inspires me. Like, get some hobbies. Like, figure it out. Get active. Find that inner childlike energy, you know, that jovial energy that, you know, you felt as a child when we didn't have all these adulting things to do. Get in tune. Tap into that because, like, that's going to lead you exactly where you're meant to be, especially energetically. Like, because once you get into that jovial energy, bro, like, shit just be funny. Like, life just be fucking comedy. Be smiling ear to ear. Like, there ain't shit that can shake you, bro. Like, and then faith on top of that, bro, like, we good. You feel me? Like, in every moment in time, like, we good because we know, we have that inner knowing. So, like, really, that inner knowing comes with truth and knowing your own truth and knowing your truth, and like going to therapy and journaling and doing those things and really tapping in, like, yo, where am I trying to go type shit. Like when we talked about episode 3, like knowing your truth is like you're being fucking for real, like bffr, okay? Like take accountability for everything, okay, transpired in your life, the good and the not so great, okay? Like you gotta take accountability and be real with yourself, because like sometimes we do things and we know, like we intuitively know, like, yo, maybe this isn't for me, and then we do it anyways, and then you learn, yeah, that shit wasn't for me. Like you gotta really understand, how did your own actions make you feel? Because like at the end of the day, that comes with taking accountability. You need to take accountability for everything, because everybody has choice and free will, right? So when you take accountability, you're like, hey, like my actions, like the actions I took, how did that make me feel? Because sometimes it'll make you feel really good, and sometimes you'll realize that, yo, I took actions that I intuitively knew that weren't aligned, and I took action anyways. Because me, I'm stubborn sometimes. Like I admit it, I'll be the first to admit, like I'm one of those people who like to get deep and understand why about a lot of things. Like I'm not one of those people who take things at surface level. No, I want to know like deep within, like what the fuck is going on. And yeah, like sometimes that's my downfall, because like even when things are not good for me, I still want to like know why. And like sometimes you just gotta leave shit where it's at, like truthfully, like, and really start choosing more of what fills your cup, like, and stop trying to figure out why for everything that transpires in your life, and just understand, like, yo, I take accountability for everything that transpires in my life. I understand if something that is not happening, you know, or that is happening that is not aligned, I know it's because I am not aligned. I'm not on my P's and Q's, you feel me? I'm not standing 10 toes on what I need to do in my mission. And I'm kind of walking through the grass, you know, I'm going through the bushes and shit. Like, just stay on the path, shorty. You feel me? Like, that's when you know, like, yo, okay, hold on. I'm taking a little detour. Let me get back to the path so we can stay focused, right? So, yeah, you really just, you know, fill your cup. Like, do that shit. Like, whatever the fuck you want to do that shit. Like, don't wait on nobody to do it with you. Like, if you feel like traveling the world is gonna fill your cup and give you the experience that you wanna have in order to achieve the goals that you have set for yourself, like, go do that. Like, go do that. And then, like, I have friends, like my friend Talia, she started traveling and has traveled the world, and she didn't start with it like having, you know, a whole bunch of like backing, you know what I mean? Like, she had to budget travel to start, and she really learned her way, and then built a business, and now is, you know, very successful in her businesses and in her travels. You know what I mean? She's traveling different. She's not traveling how she first started traveling. Like, shit like that, like, is an inspiration to show you, like, yo, like, you don't need what you think you need in order to get started, okay? Like, when I started my businesses, I had no fucking idea where the money was gonna come from. I had no fucking idea how to even, I just got on Google, how to start, blah, blah, blah. You feel me? And I learned, and I found more resources and more. And then once I was like, okay, yeah, I'm confident about what I know enough to get started. Because what you don't know, you don't know. But you can know what you don't know if you take the time to ask more questions that get to the root of what you need to know. Makes sense? So, like, asking questions and, like, being fucking for real, and, like, you gotta just do whatever fills your fucking cup. And if you don't know how to get started, just start. Like, just start. Start with a question. And ask more questions until you receive the answer that you need. You feel me? Like, that you're like, oh, okay, boom, that's exactly what I need. Okay, bet, let me get started. And then once you get to that point, like, the money's gonna be there. It's gonna be ready for you to get started the way that you were meant to get started on that journey and that path. Like, especially if it's aligned and you know, you walk it by faith, and you're like, hey, I have no idea how this is gonna happen. I'm not putting no expectations on this shit. Like, I'm just gonna allow whatever to come in that is meant for me to be here, and I'm gonna be receptive of that, and I'm gonna put more good, and I'm gonna stay focused on what I gotta do and have fun and do all those things, right? Like, yes, I'm gonna keep learning. Yes, I'm gonna take action. You know, I'm not gonna just expect it to come to me and be finished. You feel me? Like, no, like, once you receive that download to take action, you gotta start. You gotta start, and then you're showing like, yo, I could be trusted with this. Okay, let me give some more downloads. Boom, more downloads. Boom, and then you're so deep, and you're like, yo, I know what I know now. You feel me? And that's how you gain wisdom too. Like, once you listen to your voice, inner voice, and you're like, hey, okay, I'm gonna be obedient. I'm gonna listen, and I'm gonna take action. You know, the way that feels the most aligned and that I'm guided to. I'm not gonna take unaligned and unguided action, because that's me forcing it. And that's not what walking by faith is. You can't force shit. So it's like, I have that issue sometimes. Like, because I want things like, because I know like if I get involved, it will go quicker. But sometimes we gotta just let God do his work. Like, I had to learn that. I literally had to learn that being patient, the hardest thing about being patient is being patient. Like, real shit. So like, you gotta have, you know, that unconditional love for both sides of yourself, you know, and be strong-minded and have will to not waver on what you said you would do. Like, don't waver. Like, don't change because somebody else, like, stay focused. Because like, if you know who you are, you became whole, you know exactly what you need to do. And you don't need no outside validation to tell you what you need to do, right? So don't waver on what you said you would do for yourself. Because if you can't trust yourself, if you can't hold your word to yourself, you can't hold your word to nobody else. To nobody else. If you can't commit to yourself, you can't commit to nobody else. If you don't do the work for yourself, you can't help nobody else do the work. You feel me? Like, it's just how it is what it is. You can't teach somebody something that you don't know shit about, right? Like, you can't just go out there and claim to be one thing, but then you don't have the experience or the knowledge or the information in order to back up whatever it is that you're out there doing, saying, and, you know, like, stand on your convictions to yourself. Like, be like, hey, like, I said I would do this for myself. Stay true to that. You feel me? Like, that daily ritual that you do, like, for yourself, that fills your cup, that spiritually heals you. Like, you gotta do that shit every fucking day. Do it every fucking day until it becomes a habit. Do it every fucking day until it becomes a habit. And that's anything that fills your cup, bro. Do that shit. You feel me? And if there's a lot of things that fill your cup, if you're like me, you're a hobby collector, like, you like to do a lot of different things because you enjoy different areas in life, and as far as like work, like athleticism and art and all these other things, cooking and whatever it is you want to fucking do, like, that fills your cup, that makes you feel whole and like shows love and gratitude for yourself. Do that shit, bro, because I promise you you're not gonna regret it. So I'm just like so happy and grateful, you guys. Like, you guys being here and like being able to share this with you, and like, I know I'm just kind of getting through this shit, but like, really, like, that is me. Like, just like, we're gonna just cut to it, like, no bullshit. You feel me? Like, you gotta have forgiveness and forgive yourself, especially when you fuck up, okay? Because like, we're not perfect, you feel me? So like, when you are going through this journey and walking your path, and yes, you will detour because that waterfall's over there, that viewpoint is over there, and all these things along the path and journey that just brings us more of what we need to know in order to get to where we need to go, okay? But sometimes we stay there too long, and it's like, no, you just gotta, if you gotta take the detour because for whatever reason you're feeling guided to, take that detour. Because sometimes there is a waterfall, but you ain't gonna stay there, right? You're gonna keep keep on the hike to reach the peak, right? So like, it's okay to stop and enjoy the moment, right? Like, it's okay. And when you stay there for a little bit too long, you become stagnant there and you're enjoying a little bit too much and you not really doing what you said you was gonna do. You gotta have forgiveness for yourself, bro. And like, you know, the definition of forgiveness, like by definition, this is what forgiveness means, okay? Forgiveness is the release of resentment or anger. Forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. One doesn't have to return to the same relationship or accept the same harmful behaviors from an offender. Forgiveness is vitally important for the mental health of those who have been victimized. It propels people forward rather than keeping them emotionally engaged in an injustice or trauma. Forgiveness has been shown to elevate mood, enhance optimism, guard against anger, stress, anxiety, and depression. However, there are scenarios in which forgiveness is not the best course for a particular person. Sometimes a victim of abuse becomes more empowered when they give themselves permission not to forgive, right? So when you are going, like, people say, oh, forgive, like, forgive everybody. Like, no, sometimes people just, like, do really shitty things. And we don't understand it. You're not meant to understand it. And it's hard to forgive something, you know, when you don't understand why. And when you were abused in a way that is like, nah, fuck that. That was fucked up. You don't need to forgive, but you need to forgive yourself for allowing it to get there, right? Like, forgive yourself for being in the actions that you took, you know, the energy that you were in order to be placed in that, right? So, you know, forgiveness is unconditional, especially when it comes from within. And yeah, you could forgive others, and like sometimes, yeah, people do really shitty things. It's unforgivable, and it's just like, leave those motherfuckers where they at, right? Like, forgive yourself and move forward, because like, forgiveness is never for anybody else other than yourself anyways. Like, some people say like, oh, you know, you should forgive them so they would feel like, no, it's really, at the end of the day, everybody forgives for themselves. No matter, I don't care what nobody says, like, it's all for ourselves, you know? So like, just have that unconditional love and forgive yourself for the things and the places that you put yourself that didn't align. Like, it's okay. It's okay. Because you thought there was going to be a dope ass, like, cliff jumping spot off that trail, but it really was like one of those trails that just had a whole bunch of spider webs and snakes and shit like that. Like, sometimes trails ain't cute, you feel me? Sometimes they get treacherous. So like, forgive yourself, because oops, you know what I mean? Like, okay, now I know. Now if you keep doing it, you know, then it's like, what are you doing? Like, you really ain't committed to yourself. You ain't standing 10 toes on what you said you was gonna do. So like, what's really going on, right? And that's when it just comes into becoming whole. And like, full circle conversation, like, the more you forgive yourself, the more whole you become, because you understand your, in, you know, like, your power. Like, you're understanding, like, yo, like, when I give my power away and I am faced with lessons that I needed to learn, then I'm like, okay, like, call your power back, okay, and forgive yourself and allow yourself the space to not be perfect, because nobody will ever be, even though, you know, we are perfect. Like, that's the whole, like, contradicting thing about the word perfect, is like, because nobody can achieve that perfect, but everybody's perfect is different. So you really are perfect the way you are. You just have to align with what you view as perfect, right? Because your perfect ain't the same as the next person's perfect, right? Like me, I feel like right now I live a perfect life. Like, I literally love my life and am so fucking happy and grateful for everything that has came into my world and has taught me the lessons that I needed to learn, like, to become the woman that I am today. Like, holy shit, I'm just so fucking grateful, because I really committed myself. Like, I'm like, holy shit, like, yeah, fuck yeah, you feel me? Like, let's go. Like, you really show yourself and trust more of yourself to achieve your goals, because you're like, yo, like, I already did that shit. You feel me? Like, and I did it for myself. I kept true to my word. You know, and those aren't conversations that you have with other people. So there's nobody holding you accountable but yourself. So that's really what's like, what do you really want? You gonna show yourself what you really want. Like, and you could just say this and that to everybody else. But at the end of the day, you know what you want. And you know if you are or if you are not taking the steps to get there. If you are or if you are not doing the work within in order to become more of the person that you want to be. You feel me? Like, and when I say this, doesn't mean like you shouldn't love yourself for who you are. No. Like, love yourself exactly as you are and as the person you are becoming, because there's so much room for growth. Like, why not? Why not try? You feel me? Like, that's literally my mindset, and how I got started was like, why not try? Why not 3-year, 5-year, 10-year it? You know what I mean? And bro, I did that shit. I stayed committed. I learned, and I had humility, and I allowed myself the space, and was forgiving of myself to make mistakes. Like, when I did make mistakes, I gave myself the space to make mistakes, understanding that, hey, I'm not perfect, and I ain't even gonna act like everything I do is boom, 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 I'm so this and that. Like, no, like, we all have to learn, and like, if you're a good person or if you're not. You know what I mean? Like, that, and like, people know when they do shitty things, and sometimes they victimize themselves, yeah, whatever. But look, at the end of the day, we all know what choice we're making, and when you make the choice to commit to yourself, it will reap the benefits and rewards that you could ever dream of. Like, literally what you think God has planned for you 10 times. Like, so that vision that was placed into your head, follow it. Follow it, stand 10 toes on it, and start where you are, and know like, hey, this is what I need to learn, and what characteristics do I have that are gonna block, stop, or prevent me from elevating. You know what I mean? Because like, you gotta fucking do it. Ain't nobody gonna do it for you. You feel me? So like, become whole. Like, do it. Like, why not try? Because then you're gonna learn so much about yourself, and then you're just gonna fall more in love with yourself. And the more you fall in love with yourself, the more love you could give out. And that is cups overflowing. And when everybody's cups overflowing, there is no using and abusing. And like, there's always gonna be those people who don't, go within, who aren't whole, and that's okay. We need to just accept those people for them, and allow them to learn what they need to learn in order to become whole. And some people never learn because they don't commit themselves, and that's not your job, just like it's nobody's job for them to do that for you. So that is episode 4, guys. Healing and becoming whole. Wholeness is fulfillment, and that inner peace and what that brings into your life is more than the materialistic things, bro. I'm telling you, it's the definition of perfect. It's elevation. I'm high as fuck. And yeah, I'm just so, give me a hug. No. I don't even like hugging people, to be honest. Like, on some real shit, I don't really be hugging people, but I'm just so fucking happy and grateful. Thank you guys for all the love and support you guys have shown me and continue to show me, and like, so many thanks and love and so many things that I just want to give you guys. So thank you so much. I pray that you find more of yourself and become more whole, and stand in that holy energy, and just really have faith in yourself, because you can do it, bro. Like, I promise you can do it. And like, everything that you feel like you need, you will have, okay, in order to get to where God has aligned you to go, in order to achieve your mission for your purpose here on this planet Earth, okay? I'm high as fuck. And bruh, thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of Higher Talk.
Through the struggle and level up out of my pain. Cause I got a fire inside me that cannot be tamed. Yeah.